Hi, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on. Tonight is December 5th. I just actually had to look at my phone because you guys all know how good I am with knowing what date is it. It's Tuesday. That's all I know. That's all that matters. So I'm really excited tonight to share with you one of my girlfriends. I actually met her 2 years ago at Leadership. She is so spunky. She's so fascinating. I absolutely love her. I met her through Ashleen Kayano. A lot of you guys know her. But I just absolutely love her, and we're a part of this Star Diamond group. And I reached out and I was like, would anyone want to swap calls? Because I know you guys get bored of me telling you guys to do things all the time. So it's actually called the law of familiarity. If you hear it from the same person, you're like, okay, this is redundant. I need from someone else. But it's always good to get different vibes in here. And Natalie actually vibes the same frequency as us because she's fabulous, just like we are. And so my son's looking at me like, Mom, you're being too loud. I can't hear my show. That's on you, kid. Anyways, so with that said, let me introduce the fabulous Natalie. She is a 6-star diamond coach, 1-time premier, 2-time elite. Whoop, whoop. She has not missed a month of Success Club at all since she signed up as a coach. I'm on a call, baby love. That's the volume remote. Shake your head yes if this is right. Anyways, so she's a Success Club 10 legend. That is freaking awesome. So with that, and you guys know that she's going to be talking to us about inviting. So we all know that I was just telling her and her team that inviting is my frog, and it is a lot of other coaches' frogs, because for some reason that ish is scary to do. I don't know why we think it's scary. It's silly. But with that said, Natalie, why don't you school us on some inviting?
I would love to. First and foremost, thanks for having me, and thanks for getting on. I was being mean about my team a few minutes ago because only a few people showed up for our team call, and I'm like, yes, the holidays, but like you were saying in our call, you got to show up for your business. So the fact that you are here on this team call on a Tuesday night in December, kudos to you. So yay, give yourself whatever. So I became a coach in 2012. Actually, it was May of 2012. And it was simply because I fell in love with P90X, which I had purchased off of eBay. And I didn't know anything about the coaching opportunity. I didn't know that you could actually make income. I just knew that I became in a fitness rut to a walking infomercial for a program that I fell in love with. And I posted today, it's really crazy. I posted today, you get those notifications this day, however many years ago, 2010, on this day, I posted, has anyone ever tried P90X? I'm in a fitness rut and I need a change. And I had a few people say something and only like 2 likes. Those back in those days when you're like, didn't get that many likes, and you wonder, I don't know. The whole thing was, oh my gosh, my life has completely changed. And I waited, 14 months before I actually did the program or actually purchased the program. And I purchased it off of eBay. I didn't purchase it from a coach. I didn't purchase my first Shakeology from a coach. I went to eBay again. I purchased my Insanity program from Craigslist, even though I had a quote-unquote coach. So first and foremost, do not give up on anybody because they do not purchase from you. That's tip number 1. So when I came into the opportunity, I only was signing up because I was like, this is really cool. Like, my coach is doing this group and I love the camaraderie of it, and I'm becoming friends with all these really cool and motivating and inspiring people. So I want to do the same thing. So sent her a message and she's like, sign up, this is what you have to do. And then I was like, oh, I have to buy more things. I don't know if I want to buy more things. I had just purchased all this other stuff on eBay. So I did purchase a challenge pack from her, and then was thrown into her coach group and was told the first thing that you have to do is hit Success Club and get to Emerald. And I'm like, I don't know what any of that stuff means, but teach me. And she's like, go to that online office, figure it out. So that's what I did. No team training, just go figure it out. So I went and figured it out in a weekend. And then literally did his Success Club. It was not pretty, but I did it. and then became an Emerald coach by signing my husband up and a friend who wanted the discount. So that being said, I did not run out of the gate at all. Like, I was slow. I was not good at this thing at all. Yes, I hit Success Club every month, but it was by the skin of my teeth, and it was almost bribing people to sign up for anything. And at the time, I know you know, Vicki, that we had to sign up a coach each month to actually hit Success Club. So you couldn't just have people retail. It had to be a coach and, whatever. So I would literally message people and say, I will give you $20 if you will sign up as a discount coach. I will come clean your house. I will come vacuum your floor, whatever you need. I need you to sign up for this discount thing. And people were like, okay. Thankfully, I had some very good friends. Otherwise, I could have lost some friends and people could have blocked me and all that stuff. So what I learned through that first 6 months before I found out that I needed to be doing personal development to get over all this crazy stuff I was doing was that I needed to get good at what we do. Now, like Vicki said, we are good at drinking our shake. It's easy. Some of you probably are doing it right now, and drinking wine, which is good too. Working out is sometimes easy, but it's normally just kind of what we do, right? Personal development, it can be easy. We just have to do it. Inviting, not so much. And I was terrible. So what I found, though, within my first 6 months of coaching, I was having some success, but I was really, really bad at what I was doing. Like, bad. Like I just told you, I was like desperate mode, like all this awful stuff. I was poor people I was approaching. So what I learned was I had to make a decision to get good at that vital behavior, which is inviting, right? The scary inviting that we're afraid of because we're afraid of what people are going to think about us and our ego and what we're going to, be told or not be told because they read the message or they never responded back. So here's the thing. You have to make a decision to master the skill of inviting, right? We are coaches, but if you're wanting to move your business to another level, just like any profession, you have to develop skills. Just like if you were to be a professor or a doctor or a dentist, you go to school and you learn and you figure out how to be that best at what you do in your job. So what I figured out is I had to learn and develop the skill of inviting. And that also took getting over the fear. So whatever your fear is, I want you to write it down. If you have a piece of paper and pen, write it down. Because you probably have a few of them. But I want you to write them down. And they're legitimate. I'm not discounting anything because they are legitimate. Because they are fears. Because they are affecting you and like getting in the way of why you may not, right, rejection, objections, because you get those too. So write those down, look at them, absorb them, acknowledge them, and then tear them up and throw those biatches away. Because guess what?
Feel free to be a trucker on this. Like, there's no shame in our game. They're used to it. So just say it if that's your jam. Just say it.
Well, it's funny because my one of my girlfriends, like, she cusses like a sailor. I cuss like a little bit, but not a whole lot. But so when I do, it's like just to make a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's to make a point. So anyway, so basically, like I said, like when you go to school for any profession, we are in a profession. If you're wanting to make this a profession, you have to get good at what we do, and that's inviting. And that can be in any form. It can be to challenge groups, to a free group, to coaching opportunity, to anything, because we have a lot to offer. So what I always like to tell people is you can't get lucky in this business. You have to get good at it. And all of you that are on this call are probably you're probably good at it, but you can get great at it too. But you can't get lucky. It's not going to just fall at your footsteps and then all of a sudden you have success. So the mindset has to be that what we have to offer is of opportunity and of helping people. And we know that. But when we go into inviting people, what we're thinking of is what people are thinking of us. How are they going to, receive us? But when you flip that switch and you actually think about the person you're talking to and what you can provide for that person, things change dramatically, like insanely dramatically, because you're thinking about what I can offer this person that I'm talking to versus what it's going to do for me and my income and my back office and my successful points, all that. And it feels so much better. It's like, okay, so I can go into this feeling really good versus greedy and selfish and all that stuff. So changing the mindset. And once that happens, everything changes, because we know that everything that we have to offer can change your life. Because you wouldn't be on this call if your life has not been changed in some way, shape, or form. So when you're talking to people and you're inviting them to something, whether it's a free group or the opportunity, which for some reason I enjoy the opportunity invite more than I do anything. I don't know why. Which is weird, because again, I used to beg people to sign up for the opportunity with a shaker cup or mowing the lawn or whatever I had to do. Right. So things changed when I realized the gift that was in our lap of sharing life-changing experiences and, all that good stuff. So I am looking over here because I do have notes. So if I'm not looking you in the face, it's because I don't want to miss anything. And
Natalie, can I stop for a second? Stop you
yes,
for a
absolutely.
second. So usually I don't interject when there's a guest speaker talking, but I see some of these awesome ladies are sharing their fears in the chat.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. It's totally fine. But I wanted to address one thing. So Tracy and Christine both said that they feel boring, that they don't feel like they're interesting enough. One thing, guys, did you sign up with your coach because they were interesting? Like, were they just like exuberant and they were like fascinating and everything that they did was wild and crazy and it was like, oh my gosh, exciting. Okay, maybe Alexis did. She's the only one nodding her head. But like, if you guys think about it, like, that's not why you're a coach. You're not a coach because you're uber interesting and you have this excellent life and everything's perfect and you walk on air or water or whatever. Like, that's not why people follow you. The people follow you because you're true to who you are. You have flaws, you have imperfections, you have tendencies to be who you are and embrace them. And that's when you're like vulnerable and you're not afraid to be seen. And that's when the true connection happens. So don't think like you don't have anything to say or you don't have a story to share or you're not as interesting as the next person because you don't look like them or you don't have the same lifestyle as them or X, Y, and Z, whatever. Like, at first, when you guys all know, I used to have like this mega badass chalkboard wall that I used to work out in, right? And then I was terrified because I'm like, no one's going to want to follow my IG stories anymore because my background is going to be super boring and, like that negative Nancy in the back of our heads. And then I was like, bullshit, I'm going to work out in the garage with shit everywhere. I don't care because everyone else does it, right? And I'm not doing it because everyone else does it, but everyone else could do it. Doesn't mean I'm not interesting. Doesn't mean I can't post something motivating with my workout IG stories or my workout videos or whatever. Just means that you got to do what you got to do. You got to be you, boo, and not worry about anything else or anybody else. You are interesting in your own right, whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, whether you have this big flamboyant story or not, you all are interesting. So don't think for 1 minute. Don't make me preach on y'all and interrupt Natalie again. So there you go, Natalie.
What's funny is...
Oh, sorry. Oops. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. When I post my unicorns and butterflies story, people are like, really? But when I post something that's more of like, I've been through this, and this was like, heartbreaking, or it was this or that or this, people are like, oh, and then your things change with your likes and your comments. You want to share the good stuff. You don't want to be Debbie Downer, but you do want to share relatable stuff, that you're a real person, that you do go through struggles. And that's part of, like you had said in the team call too, is that people relate to that. And you do want to share the good stuff, but you also want to share that you are human and that you do have stuff stuff that you're going through too. But so back to the inviting stuff, right? So if you do have a fear of inviting, what you have to really dig into is the faith and belief of what we have is bigger than your fear. So if your belief is so hardcore in what we have, then the fear is going to kind of go in the back burner, because you're going to know what you're offering and you know what you have is going to overpower the fear that you have, right? So a lot of times you're going to think, well, what are people going to say? Are they going to, reject me? Are they going to have objections? Are they going to ignore me? Get over that, because you're going to have that. We all have that. It's part of it. And, I have my one-on-one calls with some of my coaches, and they get so upset by those things. But you can't. I have messages from people who are other network marketing companies, and I don't mean to ignore them. For some reason, I read the message, and then I got busy, and I started cooking dinner, and then my dog pooped on the floor. Whatever happened, and then I forgot to get back to them because life happens. And then I feel bad later if they come back and go, hey, girl, and it's not my intention to ignore her. It's just that I read the message, whether I was, and don't judge me, maybe at a stoplight, reading my phone, and then I had to go, and I had to put my phone down because I'm going to get arrested for texting and driving, right? So whatever. So these things that when they happen to you, don't take them personally, and know that people aren't necessarily rejecting, neglecting to get back to you on purpose. So, okay, so I had said replace your fear again with the positivity and the daily personal development. We talk about it all the time, but it's so, so true. So you can either be a slave to a habit of not doing it or a slave of doing it. So be a slave of doing it. And I want to say, I want to do my PD before I go into any conversation, because Susie, Sally, whatever, posted this negative thing on Facebook, and I read that, and then I'm going to go into a conversation to invite somebody to something. No, I can't go into a conversation whenever I'm like, oh my God, this is awful, right? You have to feed your brain like you feed your body and your soul, and know that when you're going into talking to somebody that it's good stuff, right? And I love, where's the book? Of course, it's probably hiding, as have books everywhere. I don't know, you guys know Get Over Your Damn Self. But that's one that if I'm in a rut, I'm like, I can't rip the Band-Aid off. I can't get my invites out. Why can't I? I go into that book and I'm like, okay, now I can. And then I'm like, okay, you have to have that oomph into your invites. You have to have that feeling of positivity and enthusiasm going into it, or the person on the other side is going to feel that it's just a copy and paste. Here you go, invite my child spirit. You want the person on the other side to feel your enthusiasm and your positivity and your excitement for inviting them, right? And that could be whether you type it or you do a voice message, because when people hear your voice and how excited you are about inviting them, things are like, oh, okay, this person isn't just scripting me right now, right? So you may have some scripts in your team, and that's fine. There's no wrong thing to use scripts. So do make it your own and make it you versus somebody else, because people are going to know whether it's coming from you or it's coming from a copy and paste, right? So again, I was just going to say, do your PD first thing if you can to start your day out right, because again, you can just get out of bed and look at Facebook for 5 seconds and go, my day's ruined. I just read awful stuff. So if you can feed your soul and your mind first thing before you do anything else. And again, PD is great, but you have to find what's right for you, where you are, and whatever you're dealing with in your life. Sometimes, I had one coach say that I have to do from start to finish every PD, and I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. If you're reading or listening to something and it's not jiving with you in your life, and it's not solving something that's going on in your life, put it down and find something that does suit you, because all PD is not for everyone, right? You have to find what's going on in your 5-second rule. Yes. Yes. 5-second rule is amazing. I saw her at Air 4A convention, was it last year? And then obviously she was at leadership this past November, or this past month. Incredible. So yes. So make it a habit to do the inviting. Just do. And it can be on your own terms, obviously. So if you want to do like 2 a day, 5 a day, whatever your goals are, the more you do, the faster you move your business. I personally like to do them in bunches. When I'm feeling really good, like I am on fire, like I love everything about this opportunity, I love everything, and peaches and cream and all that, I'm like, bam, gangbusters, I'm going out and doing some major inviting. So when you feel really, really good, go out there and don't just do 3, don't do 5, do 25, right? And that one day that maybe was just like, I had a really rough day, I don't want anybody to hear my voice because they don't want to hear my voice, right? It's okay. Let it be. But on those days where you just, yeah, bring it, baby, then bring it, right? Okay. If you need to use tools, use tools. I love to use the intro to the Beachbody opportunity, which is in our back office. It's on YouTube too. It's 7-minute video. It touches every aspect of coaching. Brings the opportunity, the income, the everything you can possibly imagine. So you guys are familiar with Air 4A? Air 4A, okay. So the invite process with him is basically not word vomiting. It's just asking several things like, hey, Julie, I am so excited to reach out to you because I've been meaning to ask you, have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? Because I think you would be amazing. You basically have run my challenge group for the past month, and I just think you would be killer. I asked her a question. Have you ever considered? And then told her why, right? So she's either going to come back and say, no, I really haven't. But can you tell me more? Or no, I haven't. And then I can kind of lead on to that. Or yeah, I kind of have. Or it could be, really? You think I would be good? Heck yeah. Just told you, you've run my challenge group this whole month. You could actually make some income back. You could blah, 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 blah. Or it could, whatever reason, a genuine reason why the person would be amazing as a coach. Simple question. Have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? Bam. Easy. It's easy. Just think about the person you're talking to. Ask them a simple question and then go back. And when they ask, why do you think that? Or you reiterate the reason why, a genuine, heartfelt reason why. I think you'll be amazing because you're so inspirational. You've lost 20 pounds. You're already referring people to me. If I sent you a quick video to share with the opportunity, would you take a few minutes to watch it? If I sent you, would you watch? They're probably going to say, sure. I'm like, it's 7 minutes. Just take a watch. You're not even having to say anything after that, right? You send this video or whatever you have, use a tool, and then ask the person, say, hey, when are you going to have a chance to watch it? Okay, cool. You're going to watch it at 7 o'clock tonight. That's great. I'm going to follow up with you about 7:15. Follow up with the person. You've actually already told them you're going to follow up with them. So they know you're going to follow up. They know that they were supposed to watch it at that time. And then when you go back to them at 7:15, you say, hey, Julie, did you get a chance to watch the video? Yes or no? And she's going to say, blah, blah, blah. What did you love best about it? What did you love best about it? Not, did you like it? What are your thoughts? What did you love best about it? Well, I love you can make some money off this opportunity just by helping people. Yes, you can. You can actually make, whatever kind of income you're looking for, blah, blah, blah. So you go back into reiterating what they said. And so if you haven't followed Air 4A and all, it's basically like, it's really easy. It really is. It's just thinking about the person and inviting them to the opportunity and using that tool and taking yourself out of the equation so you don't feel like you're word vomiting. You're letting them watch, and then you're asking them what they love best, and then you go from there. So I hope that helps. So using tools. So I kind of got on a rampage about that. But enthusiasm kills fear. And I am so enthusiastic about this freaking opportunity. You guys, it's been 5.5 years, and I still roll out of bed like, I love what we get to do. We get to help people every single day, right? And sometimes we let ourselves get in the way, and you can't let it. You cannot let yourself get in the way of helping other people, right? So if you have the enthusiasm of what we do every single day, that fear goes away. It just does. It goes away because you have so much enthusiasm of what we have. So you being the light on social media, you being the light in other people's lives, because there's a lot of people out there who are not. They are the negative Nancy's. They're the whatever's bringing people down. You're different. You're different because you have this positive energy that you are just exuding all over the place. And people are going to be drawn to that. So when you're that enthusiastic about what you have, whether it's the fitness, nutrition, whatever it is your niche is, people are going to be drawn to you because of you, right? So the invite process becomes really easy because they connect with you. And the rest is just you being that person, right? So, all right.
And that's why it's so important to remain on your own journey too, because it's hard to be excited or enthusiastic about something when you're not doing it yourself. And we all have fallen off the wagon, so don't get hard on yourself. All you need to do is get your ass back up, shake your shit off, and be like, I got this again, okay? It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen off. Doesn't matter if you've fallen off. What matters is that you get back up and you stay consistent. Because you guys know, you all know what it's like that first week into a program. You're feeling freaking awesome. Yeah, you're sore. Yeah, you hate autumn or you want to punch Siggy in the face, whoever it is, but you're feeling good and you start feeling excited about it. So make sure that you are the best challenger that you can be so you can share that excitement with others, so you can be that enthusiastic that Natalie was talking about.
Sorry. Okay. So, let's see. What I've found too is that if you're not quote unquote good, or you don't feel like you're good at inviting, or you don't enjoy inviting, the more you do it, the better you get, the more you enjoy it. So you have to just, again, I used the quote earlier, rip the Band-Aid off. Because it's going to be ugly the first few times. It's going to be scary. It's going to feel weird. But the more you do it, the better you get, the better you enjoy it. The more you enjoy it, right? Even if you do get the no's and the whatever. So again, I had said do it in bunches too. Like when you are feeling it, do it and do it a lot. So I like I said, Eric Worre, and he has a program recruit 20 people in 30 days. And I've done that several times in my business. And you guys, it was like just laser focused on recruiting 20 in 30 days. And that's to the opportunity mainly, not necessarily for challenge group. And this was, as almost a newbie, it was, well, I guess I was like 8 or 9 months in, and I was like, finally, I had gone to my first Success Club trip, which I had qualified by the skin of my teeth. That was when you had to qualify. You couldn't just pay your way. You had to qualify. And I showed up, and I was like, this is legitimate. Like, there's people on stage who are like, I've done this, I've retired, making 600 figures, and I'm going, what? Okay, wait a minute. If they can do it, and they kept repeating this, I'm a person just like you. I just decided to go for it. And I'm like, whoa, okay. And at the time, when I first started as a coach, I was like, I love my job. I will never leave my job. And at that point in time, I was like, I am disgusted with my job. I have anxiety every single day. When I go in, I'm dragging my feet in. I cry at my cubicle. I have to ask if I can go to the bathroom. I have to ask if I can take a lunch at a certain time. Everything about my life was like dread. And I'm like, I have an opportunity sitting on my lap that people have taken off with. And here I am like dilly-dallying around. So I was like, I got to figure it out. So I learned of Eric Worre, the GoPro book, and I was like, oh, he has this program recruiting 20 in 30 days. So I was like, balls to the wall. I'm going to do it. I don't think I recruited 20. I think it was like 12. 12 for this 8, 9 month coach, right? And that was big time for me. So from there, I was like, if I do this like twice a year, like really, it's called Recruit Mastery. It's Recruit 20 in 30 days. There's all kinds of YouTube videos out there. If you do Eric Worre, which I'll type his name in here. He's my mentor, whether he knows it or not. He doesn't know me, even though I've met him and I've got a picture with him, like, here's my guy. I try to go to all his events because it's all about network marketing and that sort of thing. You're so welcome, Jackie. If you don't have the book GoPro, you have to get it. It's just gold. And whether or not you enjoy that you're in network marketing or not, you are in network marketing, so you have to embrace it. And recruiting to what? So the recruiting for this is particular to the opportunity, to coaching. Obviously, you can kind of use it for challenge groups and stuff too, but it is kind of geared towards bringing on new coaches to your team. And what it did was it just got myself out of my comfort zone. And I was like, I'm not going to discriminate who I talk to, because I don't know if the person that I'm not talking to could use this, right? Because I don't know. My coach didn't know that I could use this. My coach didn't even invite me. I just went to her. Thankfully, she's quite thankful, but most of the people do not just knock on your door, right? They just don't. You have to invite them. So I have a couple different stories that I'm going to tell you really quickly after I go over really another thing. And that's kind of going into the 20 and 30 days, is you have to, and this struck a chord when I was reading a PD book on the treadmill when I lived at my previous home, because I used to get on the treadmill and do my PD because I was trying to multitask. You know, I'm not hate the treadmill, but I did anyway. But I was getting my hands on any book that I could that was recruiting wise, because I was terrible at it. So I was like, if I'm going to be good at this, I have to read the stuff. I have to listen to the stuff. I have to get good at it. And the book was like, reach out to the people who you know would be freaking rock stars, but you are so afraid to invite because of what they're going to think of you. And it said, whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing and go and invite that person to your opportunity. And I'm like, oh God, no. I have to listen to it because it's my PD, right? So I have to do what it says. But I'm terrified. I don't want to do that. And the first person that came to my mind was this girl. So she and I, yes, you're so afraid, Caroline. I completely understand. Again, I was rotten and completely terrible at inviting. So I went to a friend of mine who I went to high school with, who is an athlete, who had joined a couple of my groups, but she would not get on Shakeology. She was just like, I don't need that. I'm like, Shakeology, whatever. But I knew, number one, she was an influencer, and I knew that she had, I just knew that she would be amazing. So I said, you know what, get over your damn self for a second. Get over your ego, get over what you think she's going to say about you or feel about you, and think about her, because this could probably potentially change her life. So I got to my computer, and I sent her a message, and I just said basically what I told you guys. Hey, Heather, how are you? I had you on my mind, and I started thinking, have you ever considered doing the coaching thing like I do? You are so inspiring, and you would change so many lives. I saw her read the message, and she didn't respond. And I was like, well, that didn't work. Screw that. Okay, a few hours went by, and she came back, and she said, actually, I have. And can you tell me a little bit more about that? And I was like, what? Huh? Oh, okay. So I gave her the video, blah, blah, blah. She came back and she was like, what do I need to do? Sign up. And a couple days later, she signed up. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Come to find out, I was not the first person who had reached out to her. Why? Because she's freaking amazing. And because other people saw that in her already. Right? You think you guys on this call, you know who you're thinking about right now. You know who you're thinking about that you need to reach out to, but you haven't. That person, she signed up. She became diamond pretty quickly. SC10 plus every single month since she signed up, 18 months ago. And she told me after she signed up, she said, some other people came to me and asked me about the opportunity, even though I had signed up with you for a couple groups. Had you not come to me and invited me, I probably would have signed up with them because you didn't invite me. And I'm like, oh, well, that would have been a kick in the face, but it would have been my own fault. That being said, if you know people would be amazing with this opportunity and you know it would change their life in some way, shape, or form, you have to get over whatever it is your fear is. Because the likelihood is they're probably going to sign up, or they're probably going to go with somebody else, or like just something that happened the other day, go to another company. I had someone who I knew would be awesome, went to Thrive, which I don't even know much about Thrive, but she started posting and all of a sudden she's like having super success quickly. And I'm like, why didn't I ask her? She's immune on Shakeology and her dad's been on Shakeology for 2 years. She pays for his Shakeology. I'm like, that's my own fault, right? So you have to get over what your ego says and think about the person that probably is going to take off running because you already know they're a superstar. You already know. So I'm going to give you some homework. Write your chicken list out and don't be scared of it. Your chicken list is those people who you know would be freaking amazing at this opportunity, but you're so freaking scared to ask them because of what they're going to think of what you have to say. The likelihood is they probably have thought about it. Maybe they haven't. Who cares if they haven't? Maybe it's not for them. Who cares if they say no? At least now you know, right? At least now you know.
Sorry, how many people need to be on their chicken list?
10.
Okay. And I'm going to add on to that. You guys have 24 hours to reach out to these people on your chicken list. Who's going to do it? I just seen Missy's face. She's like, wait, did I just hear this correctly? Wait, I need to see those hands again. Who's going to do it? Okay. Carolina, don't be scared. I know you are. I know you are. Okay. Yay! Allison says,
it's empowering too whenever you do, because you're like, I reached out to somebody I look up to. Like I reached out to somebody who I am like, know would be amazing. And it is scary, but when you do it, you're like, oh, I'm badass. Like I just totally just did something I was scared of. Whether they say yes or no, doesn't really matter. The fact is you presented the opportunity. And the fact too is that once you plant in the seed, it may be like 6 months from now, they're like, I have actually thought about it. And that happens too. There's people who you reach out to, they're not ready. It hasn't been going on in their life, but you planted the seed. You told them how amazing they would be for whatever reason, the genuine reason they would be amazing to connect with them. And then eventually they may come back. But if you're not the person who reaches out to them and somebody else is, then you've lost them. You've lost them.
And don't forget too, don't just ask these people and run. Whether they say yes, no, or don't answer you, do not run, because you guys hear this all the time. The fortune is in the follow-up. So whether they say no, follow up. Whether they don't answer you, follow up. If they say, let me think about it, or send me a video, or tell me more, follow up. Because no matter what, like if you guys stay in their bubble and remain like checking in and making sure that they feel good and that they feel like a value to you, not just someone that you want to sign up or you want someone to help you get Success Club or anything. But if they feel like a friend to you, then they're going to be like, when is that time that they want to sign up as a challenger or they want to sign up as a coach? They're going to remember who was there for them.
Exactly. Yes. That follow-up is huge. I mean, even if it's just, liking and commenting on their posts and then going and reaching out to them and saying, I just saw your son did this and I saw that this happened, your vacation. I mean, like all this stuff, not necessarily always about coaching opportunity, but just being in their life and showing concern and compassion with what they're going through in their life. And it does, I mean, with no end result in mind, like just being there, like she said. But yeah, and I think Yeah, I mean, again, like the invite whole thing is just always having something to invite to. Something, whether, again, it's free. I don't know how you guys do free groups, if you do free groups, a challenge group, a coach retreat, sneak peek, something. Always have something in front of people constantly, like a funnel, right? So just know, and you guys know how amazing this thing is and what we have. So just be fearless in sharing it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love it. I love it. Does anyone have any questions from Natalie? Oh my gosh, they were quiet last week. I had a guest speaker too. God, you guys, I know y'all are chatty Cathys. I know you. Oh, Tracy has a question. You guys don't have to raise your hand.
So what would be your best response when you get crickets from somebody? I know that you just said that you go and you just kind of respond to them as a person, hey, what's going on? And I know that we all kind of go through that season of crickets, and it can be very, very, I don't know, heavy-hearted, and it can weigh on you. So
yeah, I mean, it can. And then it can be, and it's so funny, I was telling my team this the other day, is I had like this stream of messages I was sending, and I send people all the time, like, hey girl, I was checking in on how you doing. Nothing. Oh my gosh, your trip was amazing. How was it? Nothing. Okay, so you liked my post and you said you wanted information. Nothing. Happy birthday, girl. Oh, thank you. After all of that, I just asked you like this personal stuff, and every happy birthday almost that I send is, oh, thank you. I'm like, that's kind of ironic. Like all this other stuff. So, okay, first of all, do happy birthdays. Either a voice message or a message in their inbox versus just on their timeline. But that was just kind of a side note. But I don't know. I mean, it's just continuing to share, or just, how are you doing? You had interest at one point in time, or I hope, and I know some people use that, I hope I'm not bothering you because I've sent you several messages and you haven't responded. I don't know if your messenger's off, or if you don't like to use Messenger. Is there another way I can contact you? Or so, I mean, just being blunt, just being real. I'm sorry, am I bothering you? I don't know. But, I mean, you have to know the person too. So if you know their personality and know they're not going to be offended by you just coming out and bluntly saying, I've been sending you messages and I don't want to continue to bother you. And if I'm bothering you, please let me know. Or, again, just continue to just ask them stuff of their life and congratulate them, and like, your anniversary just came up, happy anniversary, or whatever. But
can I ask a question about like bugging people? Because there's this girl on my Facebook and she likes to work out and she's been interested in Beachbody, and I'll message her on Messenger, and she'll read it, but she won't respond. But then she posts on Facebook and like I'll comment on a picture and she'll comment back, and I'm just like, read your messages. And then she's like, I'm sorry, I suck at Messenger. Can you email me? So I email her the link and everything because she wanted the link. So I email her, and then she doesn't respond to the email. So then I email her again, hey, did you get my message? And it's like, what should I do? Should I just call her out on her Facebook?
I would personally give her my cell phone number and be like, hey girl, text me. Let's chat. Let's get on the phone.
Yeah, I will do that. And well, I did message her that. I'm like, is it texting easier? Is it easier to talk on the phone?
No, call her. FaceTime. Get in her face.
Oh, that scares me.
It's your chicken list. Do it.
yeah.
I'm sweating just thinking about it, to be honest.
It feels so good, though. It really does. It feels good when you do something that's scary.
Yeah.
Because then when you know that you can do something that's scary, you know you can do anything.
This is true.
And for the gym, you can suggest the pre-workout and the post-workout to her, because I know I go to CrossFit and I love to use that stuff before and after. So, I mean, I'm about to start, when I don't go to CrossFit, I'm going to be doing my workouts on the TV. So, I mean, maybe you can suggest, and then it'll move into the videos.
Yeah.
When she's not at
I
the
just
gym.
feel like sometimes those gym junkies, they like, they don't think that, you know, working out at home has the same effect as it does working out at the gym.
You never know unless you ask.
Yeah.
Just saying. Not saying. Just
I know. It's just eating that frog.
go eat it.
We're dead.
Yeah. Nicole, did you have a question? I saw your hand go up. Unmute yourself. I know.
I honestly, it was like, okay. So, what the hell is a chicken list? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this. I'm supposed to. Am I inviting to coaching? Yeah. I guess I didn't.
Yeah. So
which is weird.
basically, what a chicken list is you're going to think about people that come to your mind who you're afraid to reach out to for whatever reason, but you know would be like freaking rock star. Like you just think about people who are influencers who have like maybe a massive Facebook community or whatever. Just think of people who you're scared to invite and just put them on your list and then invite them.
Is it like specifically for coaching, or is
I say yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I say yes, just for coaching. And I got to give you a little shout out, Nicole. You've been a coach for like, what, a month and a half and signed up 3 coaches now?
It's 2 months today.
Congratulations.
2 months today, yeah.
Yes.
Good for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So don't look at all intimidated when we tell you to go ask 10 people to be
Some of
coaches.
the coaches that I have this month.
She's like, I got this. I sign up coaches for breakfast. I mean.
Send me your tips when you have a chance.
It's enthusiasm, honestly. It's just like I get excited about it, and it's like verbal diarrhea. I'm just like, oh my God, let me tell you all about what I'm doing.
I love it.
Other people are like, yeah, that's kind of cool, but I definitely have a list of 3 or 4 people that I'm terrified. Terrified.
We'll do it.
I just find that when you do, either they have thought about it because you know them and you know how amazing they are, you know how amazing they would be. Again, or if they haven't and they're not interested, then now you know. You don't have to sit in the back of your mind and think about it. Oh, that would be so amazing. I wonder how. They would just like, I don't want to be a part of that thing. Okay, cool. That's no worries. I just had to present it to you because I know how amazing you would rock this. I just know you would, but whatever. But
it is scary for those of you that are like, your mouth is already like salivating. You're like, it's like, this is hard to swallow. It is scary. No one's going to lie. Like, it is still scary for Natalie and I. We've been coaching over 5 years. It's scary for everybody. It's scary for, Melanie Metro. It's scary for everybody because there's something in the back of our mind that says fear, basically. It's just fear. And either we could do one of 2 things. We can let it block us and prevent us from moving forward. Or we could push that B to the side. And I'm only saying B because Jackie's little boy is listening too. He's got like his headphone in. But push that fear aside and go on without it. Like, who cares? I don't need that fear holding me back. This person may need this to change their life. I'm not going to let myself hold myself back because of what? Because of fear? That doesn't mean no good. So I really want you guys to accept this challenge full-heartedly. Maybe go to YouTube, maybe like channel some like Eric Williams or, even listen to Rocky Balboa. I don't know what gets your goat. Just listen to something that like gets your body moving. I challenge you to do 5 before you go to bed tonight. East Coasters, I know that's going to be a little bit harder. But I mean, sometimes I get off team calls and I'm just like, shit, I don't want to go to bed. I want to work. Like I actually want to work. So I stay up for a few hours, which does not do any good when I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Natalie, now I know why you wanted to go like this when I said 5 o'clock in the morning when I wake up.
I've tried to do the Miracle Morning, and I know I should, but I'm like, so what happened was I used to be a corporate girl, right? So I'd have to get up the crack of dawn, and I used to hate getting up to an alarm clock. Now I don't have an alarm clock, so I just sleep until whenever, and I know that sounds rotten and spoiled and all that, but I'm just like, I don't have to do that anymore. But I know you said you could do anytime, your Miracle Morning anytime. So knowing that, I'm going to consider, I really need to get on that train because I know it's a great, I actually have it on my Audible, so I actually just need to do it. So.
Oh, Carolina has a question.
All right.
So I have 2 friends that they're some of my best friends who happen to be pregnant and it's their first child, and I don't know how to like approach them with it. I know one of them is really active and she has all of this energy, and my other friend has like 0 energy. She's tired by like 5 p.m. and ready for bed.
Carolina, are you a mom?
I'm not a mom. No.
Okay.
I'm not a mom.
So
we'll talk tonight, Carolina. I got you.
Okay.
Well, my suggestion too is because I'm a mom, and when I was pregnant, I absolutely loved my job. I was a private preschool teacher. I had Seahawks kids and Microsoft kids. Like I made out at Christmas time. Like I loved everyone I worked with, everything I did. I loved the kids. Everything was amazing. But when I was pregnant, there was no way in hell I was going to let someone take care of my baby. No way. So you can ask them if after they have their babies, is staying home with them something that they'd want to consider? Because this is a way.
Yeah, I have one friend who she's the one who has all of the energy. She's a she just graduated as kinesiology major, and she had to do all the nutrition stuff. And so I always would have her look at my Beachbody stuff, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you have the proper like carbohydrates to sugars like for after your work." And I was like, "Oh, this is just so great. Like, I wish you could just jump on with me." And like, I would always tell her that, but now that she's pregnant, I'm like, well, maybe she'll want to do this instead of the job that's not giving her a raise for her degree. I mean, like, come on.
Right.
So I don't know. I just wanted to get people's feedback because I'm going to go after them.
You never know unless you ask.
Yeah.
Alexis, you raised your hand. Did you have a question?
Yeah, so for those of us that have maybe crawled instead of walked through this business and kind of already sabotaged a lot of our contacts with our awful inviting previously, how do you follow up with them and make this? Because there's some people that I know full-heartedly, like, my heart was in the right place, and I know they'll be amazing with this, and they're on my chicken shit list. But how in the world do I go back and face them after being a complete imbecile?
And that's actually, I think in the Eric Worre book, it actually goes back and says, hey, you know, when I first started this business, I made some mistakes. I did. Yeah. So Jackie just said, apologize, just say, call yourself out and just be like, I did not know what I was doing. I did the wrong things. I'm so sorry. Like, I value your friendship and, you know, who you are. So I'm so sorry that I may have come across as whatever, XYZ. And then you can kind of start fresh from there. But yeah, I mean, we've all done that. You're not alone. We all did it, and we all maybe still do it. So know that, number one, don't beat yourself up. Number two, just know you can just start fresh.
Okay. Well, I'll be starting fresh tonight.
Yeah, be humble. I mean, people, respect that. And everyone makes mistakes. We're all human. And, you know, when I first signed up as a Beachbody coach, I copied and pasted like 20 messages. Copy, paste. And I was like, oh, shit, I use the same name in every single message. Let me tell you guys.
I'm not kidding. I've done that, and I've had to play it off and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was just talking to this, like, message the wrong person.
I've done that too. As soon as you hit send, you're like, oh, no.
No. See?
That's hilarious.
All you got to do is be humble and shake it off, you know? I mean, what can you do? What can you do?
Oh my gosh, it cracks me up. When speaking, I'll say we've done it. So
Yes. It's like you see your left flash be up. Yeah, really. You send that message, you didn't actually, or your messenger pops up while you're sending someone a message, and you send it to that person, and you're like, oh, my bad. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you really going to do? If it makes you guys feel any better, when I first got my very first leads, if you don't know how to get leads, you do like Nicole just did, okay? You make Success Club and you reach Emerald. But so I got my first set of Beachbody leads and I was emailing them, and I just got my Mac Pro and I was typing out and I'm like, hi, my name is Vicki. I'm your Beachbody coach, blah, 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 blah. I did not know my Mac auto-corrected my Vicki to Vivid, so I sounded like a stripper. Hi, I'm your Beachbody stripper, Vivid. And I sent it to like 4 people. I never heard back from them.
Oh gosh.
Hey.
Funny.
Whatever. It's still fine. All right. Thank you guys all for hopping on tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time, Natalie, from your team call and then hopping on ours. We hung out a lot tonight. I loved it.
Yeah. I'd love to get a quick picture if you guys don't mind.
Oh, well, we're going to get one too. So how about that? But
Yay.
I'm going to end the recording awkwardly as usual. Thank you for watching the recording.